Hi. Today I'm going to tell you a story about a time I was wrong. This is me correcting it. Well, this video will not fix a thing. Lots has happened in the 2 years since my air, but this is me setting it right. For myself, and anyone else who might learn from my shortcoming. The story starts, as all dramatic ones do, at a train station in the early evening, just as the sun is setting. Except this is not the kind of train station that plays host to celebrations of distance conquered. This is the kind where lonely passengers stare soullessly into their screens, just standing by and killing time on their way elsewhere. Aside from this legion of lifelessness, stood two kids, brimming with ambition and hoping they had the answers to make a difference in this world. One of those kids was me, a pseudo-wise fool who thought he knew what he wanted. Hopefully, I will look back at this video in 2 years and say the same thing. But there we were. Two kids, standing in the parking lot of this random old train station, talking about the future and our grandest of plans for affluence and position. The conversation shifted to purpose, and to demonstrate my point, I took off my backpack, walked a few steps away from the conversation, and placed it on the ground. I then asked my very patient friend to walk to my backpack. They did, looked back at me puzzled, and said, "Okay." Without saying a word, I picked my backpack up and kept walking. After a few more steps, I dropped my weekender off from my shoulder and onto the ground, and then dropped my backpack again a few steps after that. I asked again that my friend walk to my backpack, and, with a deep breath, they did, taking care to step around my weekender lying there in the parking lot. When they reached my backpack, I told them, with so much conviction, that when you truly know where you are headed, the path to it is irrelevant. This person is now writing a book about their life story, in which they talk about me and this moment. I'm lucky to have made an impact on them, but I was wrong. In my 5 months alone, I could not disagree with myself more. Real life, unbeknownst to my younger self, has almost nothing to do with the backpack moments. Real life, instead, has just about everything to do with the weekender moments, the steps in between, the moments that are silently assumed in every grand plan, but never really considered, the days in and the days out, the monotony, the 95% of our life that is made up of blank moments where no emotion is immediately ascribed to them, and the burden or privilege falls on us to color in the lines. Last weekend, I went to my first wedding, and I saw this theory at work. At points, there was tangible emotion in the air that was impossible to not have color the moment. But for the rest of the moments, it was up to each guest to color it in for themselves. I was fortunate to spend time there with people who make it really easy for me to color in those moments positively. Times like these are making it easier for me to see why these little moments are so important. Looking forward from the wedding, I have an increased focus on the weekender moments. The moments before that were just chalked up as time in between other things. I'm actively trying to maximize those moments and to color those blanks the way I want them to be colored, to exercise choice in the trajectory of my days in and days out, so that way each day is an adventure because I make it so. So, I will no longer value my life exclusively by the number of backpacks I have reached, or the next lofty one I am walking towards. Instead, I will remember back to that day and feel the soles of my shoes shielding my feet from the pointy pebbles ground into the dirty train station parking lot by unfeeling firestones. I will remember to stop in a crowd to listen for the chittering of chipmunks or the babbling of birds as they compete against the strings on wedding day as the rest of the congregation is being ushered to their seats, and to look up at people as they pass by and smile at them as I color the day I want for myself, remembering to enjoy every step along the way. This is what I should have said that day, but I didn't, so I am saying it here.